on this computer. Yes, now I'm recording. Thank you, Dunson.
Hey.
So as I was saying, I think when we update this banner, it'll fit with the style and color of the thumbnails. And then it will really look professional.
Yeah, the color is slightly radioactive, but at least it's going to be like catchy. Eye-catching.
I agree.
It's bright.
Our designer came up with this idea, and at first I thought, well, maybe we can tone it down. But I think overall, with the consistency of design style, I think it will work well. And then as he said, the color coding will help people right away to figure out the difference between a podcast, a quick class, and a good news or emotional self-mastery video. So overall, I think that works on our different platforms too. If it's on mobile or it's on the desktop, it shows up pretty well in both places. So, and then we're getting the ones done for like these old news clips. So those will be more similar as well once it's done. And then we've got the shorter ones are the exercises that are like 2 to 5 minutes long. Most of these are older videos. We won't focus on them too much, but in the future we might do a few short exercise videos again. Any questions or comments about the thumbnails or the look of the channel and what's changed and what we could do more?
So I had a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Because I had a new microphone, so I didn't know if it was working.
That's great.
Yeah.
So are the podcasts the one that say Beyond Yoga?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, what we're thinking, just because you mentioned that one, we're thinking of doing like a standard photo of So-Young, Min-jae, and I, and having that same photo on there because we thought that just having the faces, the disembodied heads, was not quite enough. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. That's very 1950s Broadway show poster. I was going to ask you how old the designer was, but this is somebody obviously who likes bright colors, so it must be younger.
Bright color, yeah. He's young enough that he might not remember that that's 1950s.
He probably wasn't born then, is my guess. He or she.
Not even
But
close.
that was very. That's the way all the Broadway posters were. You'd see the disembodied head.
I see. Can you hear my phone? My phone has a life of its own. Mind of its own now. So we're going to update those podcast ones.
You have to put the pin. Sorry.
For the first time in months, I've turned on the volume of my phone and it did a software update, and suddenly I didn't know it makes all these music sounds when it's updating. Sorry about that. So yeah, we're working on that. We're calling it Beyond Yoga also because we want to indicate pretty much right away that it's not just talking about yoga postures and exercises, but it's going to be more about the concepts and the lifestyle and the issues that could be related to the practice. So that's just our working title. If you have suggestions, please feel free to let us know about thumbnails or titling and things like that.
Can I say something?
Yes.
First of all, great job. I like it. It looks cool. It's very, it's very in your face.
It's like candy, right?
What?
It's like candy.
It is.
It's like candy packaging or cereal boxes.
Eye candy.
It's great. I wonder, is it possible to put like the quick classes in one line, the Beyond Yoga in one line, the good news in one line or something like that, instead of having it by date so that we can see it more?
It is. This page is the videos and it's organized by upload, but on the home page, usually it'll be the playlist. So it does have the uploads, but it has the most popular playlist, which we can choose. And then after that, it has the quick classes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then it's got the stories, and then it's got the podcast. So it is going to be, I think, what you're asking for.
Yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, right?
Yeah, good job. This is awesome.
And then we even went back and updated the thumbnails for the older videos. And I think these look really good compared to what they were before.
Yeah.
I think they work.
I like the use of the word stories rather than good news.
Yeah, it was either good news, testimonials, or stories.
Yeah, testimonials and good news is more consistent, I think, with general online use. Good news could be a Bible study.
Right, right.
I mean, I know that's a meaningful term inside the practice, but I got asked that, so
Right, right.
It's testimonials.
Right, that's
It's
right.
the gospel.
Right. So yeah, we'll go with stories. And all of this can be developed further over time. But as you know, one of the important things is just getting something consistent and working with that for a while and seeing how it goes. And I think we're doing that.
Right.
So then recently we've had Dariana Nim's class in Spanish.
Right.
So how did that go? And did you see the Spanish language email that the centers received to help promote this?
No, I didn't see it.
So we had Dariana Nim help us, and we created a promotional email that says, like, here's what I'm doing, so that members can forward it to their friends and family, and it's in Spanish. And hopefully the centers can distribute that, but I know some centers may not have gotten to it yet. So especially for those of you here and watching later, if you can ask your center manager to check the email and look for the quick class in Spanish promotional email. It's all in Spanish, and it's really welcoming to people to just try it out and then later to visit the center if they want to.
Northbrook sent it out. I'm not sure about Libertyville yet, so I will let you know.
Okay, thank you. And then I think it got a pretty good response because obviously English speakers might not stick with the video for very long once it comes on because she's speaking Spanish, but the watch time was pretty good. So I think it means people are watching it and using it in Spanish. And she does a great job. She's very, very fun and friendly in the video.
Can I share good news about that?
Please,
quick?
yeah.
So, so I actually had a beautiful vision partner that I got to meet on Friday, and then she came in for an intro today. And she's Spanish speaking, and she really wants to grow. And she actually signed up for 6 months plus all the workshops.
Yeah, awesome.
But it was amazing because I actually got to learn a lot from Dariana Nim's video about like the things, because I speak Spanish, but sometimes I don't remember things or I don't know how to say it well.
Or the particular vocab, yeah.
Right. So I got to learn like, oh, I was saying that right. Oh no, I'm not saying that right. So it actually really helped. And then I think that can also help some of our instructors if they ever have intros or class in Spanish like that. It was really helpful.
Wow. Yeah, great point. I remember teaching a class in Spanish, and it was surprising how hard it was to pick the right words for practicing because I don't usually use those kind of words in Spanish conversations.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that would be a good resource.
Yeah. Tomorrow when she comes, I'm going to have her subscribe because I completely forgot, honestly. But don't worry, I will do it, and I'll share the good news.
The important thing is that she's a member, so that's good.
Yeah. It's helpful.
Awesome. Yeah. Good point. Thank you. Jeff Nim, how's Boston?
Well, things have been a little bit slow up here. I personally have, my time is kind of limited due to work. Mm-hmm. So I really anticipated this happening. So I set it up so that we had a coordinator for each center.
Uh-huh.
And I think of those coordinators, at least 2 or 3 of them are Judo Jaws, and one has been a Don Master for a while. So I couldn't ask for better people. And they're all motivated people, and they know what to do, but I don't know, for some reason, I think they're just busy and other things are happening and taking priority.
Well, that's okay.
Really, things are just not really happening that much. And I kind of feel bad because I try to motivate other people, but then I'm not really active myself. So, I don't know if that holds me back from trying to motivate them, or it's just, I'm trying to strike a balance. But things really kind of, when BETV was starting out, we had more momentum, but then it gradually tapered off.
Sure.
So
Well, I think that's been true everywhere.
I'm kind of struggling with what to do, and even, with my own time too, I've got projects at work that came along that are very pressing and kind of stressful.
Mm-hmm.
If I noticed I started focusing on some of this stuff more, and then I was forgetting things at work, and I was like, oh, I really have to get the right balance here.
Well, I'll tell you, Jeff, because I think your experience is common for most regions, and looking at even before we kind of took over with the group, BETV, it was also like the hot first 2-3 months, and then naturally it tapered off. And what we want to do is just find a sustainable way for everybody who is busy to incorporate this into the daily and weekly routine.
Right. So
we're going to do some education, and we're going to provide some materials that they can use to make it easier.
Yeah, and also I think I had an expectation from the center managers that they would be more involved, but that hasn't really happened.
Well, that's our next step. So we're going to give them more support, and then I think they're going to be able to share more with you and with the core members in each center.
I think that'll help a lot.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're in Mago Garden currently, and keeping very busy. So I think next week we'll have time to really push this more for every center.
Great, that'll be great. Thank you.
Yeah, but I just wanted to ask, because I know everybody who's here especially has committed a lot of time and energy, but it's not easy. So I want to just tell you, I think reinforcements are on the way.
All right, that sounds good. We can use it up here. And again, unfortunately my time is limited. So, I'm really kind of like a advanced member, so to speak. And they plugged me into this spot unbeknownst to me. I started getting messages from a cacao group that I wasn't familiar with, and then I looked and I saw Master Joe invited me.
I think you're the perfect guy for the job. I've seen your Facebook feed, Jeff.
Okay.
I see how active you are online, so I think you're the perfect guy.
All right.
Anyway, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you.
Jeffney, you're doing great. You're amazing. Please stay.
And
I'm staying, but I just, I have my challenges.
I feel like it doesn't necessarily have to always be, you need approaching somebody and saying you need to subscribe right now. Like eventually it's going to be more of sharing the new videos that come out through the social media you have already. And then if there's anybody who's already your friend who sees it, who's not subscribed and they like it, then they can subscribe that way.
Yeah, we want to make it more efficient and a bigger team, like I said, not just the core, but I would like to get 250 or 300 people active together and then have a manageable 1 or 2 subscribers a day vision. So let's try to gather people. All right, I want to just briefly show you some of the upcoming videos, because now, I think last week I mentioned that we were getting our production machine in order. And that seems to be coming together, so I'm really happy with that. And then I'll actually also share about our blog and our latest blog post about the Connect book. So upcoming, we have another core strengthening class with Kat Nim. And that's scheduled for a couple weeks from now, because I think we want to get some diversity in before then again. We've got another podcast, and we've got a meditation video with Paula from Vienna Center.
Ooh.
Last week we had talked about having a little bit more meditation and Tai Chi. So I think hopefully tomorrow morning we'll have that meditation video out and we can use that. She did a very good simple Qigong and I think Danmu session, about 10 or 12 minutes long. Nice. And I think it'll be useful to share with people.
This is Paula Nim from Vienna Center.
Yes.
Any chance I can preview that here in the DC region?
Yes, let me think. I'm just waiting for a final edit of the audio.
Okay,
So,
that's exciting.
yeah,
Well, I'll just let my core group know it's coming.
let them know it's coming, because hopefully it'll be released early tomorrow morning.
Oh, awesome.
That's my plan.
Okay. And presumably Paula Nim knows about this?
Well, she knows that she filmed it, and I don't think I've mentioned that it's coming out. So
do you mind if I tell her?
please do, yeah.
I can text her tonight.
Please
That's
either
awesome.
give her the excitement or warn her, as the case may be. Some people are always a little anxious, but I think she's excited for it. She did a great job.
And she's a wonderful instructor.
Yeah, and you know, some people have the particular energy that's just wonderful for meditation, and I think her teaching style was really great for that.
Yeah, great. Awesome.
So, yeah, and hopefully that also fills a gap where it's content that we need, which is the meditation portion, and we can share that with people who are particularly interested in, like, what is this energy meditation that you do?
That's huge.
Yeah, so I think that'll be nice. And that'll be another quick class, so that'll go in the quick class playlist. And I was thinking, should that, and Minjae Dansanim, I'd also like to hear your thoughts, but I think that'll go in the quick class because it's about 12 minutes long, but someone said maybe put that in meditation. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd break it out.
Put it in meditation?
Yeah, that sounds good too.
Okay.
Do we have any other meditation videos?
We do, actually, but we haven't done anything particular for meditation recently. But like this purple one.
And do you have any
it
other
should be meditation?
any other meditation videos?
Yes, we do. Coming out in the future?
Yes.
That's a good question. We might have one or two more, but not a bunch. Yeah, so that one's the playlist is not on the front page either, so we could do that. Let me take a look and see if we can edit the thumbnail quickly tonight, in which case we'll edit the title and turn it to the meditation playlist. Because I think it's good to have that diversity of colors and thumbnails as well in the upload section. So that's coming out, and then a quick class podcast, and Minjae Dansanim and Soyoung Nim and I just filmed 2 more podcasts. I think we're getting much better. I think our podcasts are going to be more listenable. Because, you know, a podcast should be audio, right? It should be like something you listen to, not necessarily a show. So we're transitioning, and I think we're getting the hang of the conversation style more. So then we'll release it on iTunes soon. And it'll go right to the top, so get ready. We're going to do that. Any questions about this or the coming videos or anything? Pretty simple. So before we go, I want to show you the Connect Book blog because it might be useful if you're trying to talk about the Connect Book with people. So let me bring up that one. So here's the new site and the blog. I don't know if you've seen it lately, but it's got the different categories: mind, body, spirit, energy, and healing. And it's got the little cards for each blog post. And the latest one is a little article about the Connect book. Without connecting to ourselves, can we be happy? We have some nice pictures. I think these are from either from Change Your Energy or from Best Life or from the Georgia region. They took some photos. And so it basically just talks about the importance of connecting with ourselves in order to have really good relationships with other people and to find happiness. So as everybody knows. And then it references the book. So when you get a chance, please take a look at that and leave a comment because they're very rare on the blog. Comments on the blog are like unicorns. So everyone counts. I think there's a way to comment. Or to share it would be also very cool.
Yeah, is it possible?
Do you have a link to the blog on the BNB TV?
No, not yet. I think this one, we're going to send this one out in the newsletter, and we'll put it on social media too. Maybe not on YouTube.
So it'll be on Facebook and also Instagram.
Yeah, we'll put it. Then hopefully we'll have the newsletter early, at the end of this week, we'll have another newsletter to talk about some of the stuff that's happened recently. So are you aware of our blog?
Sometimes.
Maybe not too much, but now you are.
On BNB TV, you mean?
This one in particular, on the website, bodyandbrain.com. You know, we just revamped the website and opened it about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And so we upgraded the blog, and now we have a new professional blog writer who's going to be helping us. She just finished the internship program. And so we are excited to have a good, active blog to support all of our social media stuff. So if you have ideas or you'd like to write something or you know someone who would, please let them get in touch with me. Or you get in touch with me and let me know what kind of topics you're interested in.
I think I get things from Change Your Energy too. Email,
I'm sure.
possibly Facebook posts. But sometimes it's hard to keep track of where they're coming from.
Yes, Change Your Energy does a lot of emails and Facebook posts and some Instagram, I think. So they do a lot of that. We're going to do a little bit more YouTube. We're still going to have the blog, and then we've got our Facebook and Instagram as well. We're going to help the center managers to utilize Facebook more for communicating with current members.
Okay.
Because it's easy to message back and forth and post events and send pictures and everything. So the website is going to be less like communication and more just advertising the center. And Facebook is the place to communicate stuff back and forth.
Okay.
So I hope you and center managers and everybody can get comfortable doing that and then connect every member through Facebook to the center.
I can help with that.
That would be great. That'll be very important. So yeah, Jeff Nim, you can kind of guide people and reference them. And like I said, I hope that is the way that we communicate.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
So should we be like friending members on Facebook and then having them like the BNB page, or what's the best way to do that?
Well, I guess I would want to ask you, how do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it.
You're fine with it. Okay.
I don't care, but I don't know about like structure name or other wandering names about it. So I guess we would just have to talk about it.
Yeah. Jimonim, do you have any thoughts on that?
I usually ask my members if I can friend them. I ask if they are active on Facebook. So, but that it's probably very specific to each one of them on how comfortable they are with having that connection with their members.
Sure. I think there are two ways to do this. People who are comfortable with Facebook can ask, as you do, are you okay with, friending me on Facebook, because then we can communicate about events, center schedule, whatever. And if someone is not so comfortable, they can just present the Facebook center page. And then if that person would like to, they don't have to be your friend as a wanzang, they can just find the page and follow it without being a Facebook friend to the center manager. So I think there's two options depending on how comfortable. And I'll review with the legal team a little bit more if there's any other issues, but I think one of those two options should work.
Sushin, thank you.
Yeah. So I think we're both upgrading and getting it rolling with the content. And very soon our primary, like once that's in place and active and sustainable, our main focus will then be on expanding the team and promoting. I think we're getting close to that. Probably mainly right after the BE Festival is when we'll really focus on expanding that, because we're going to be talking with each center about some new marketing opportunities through Facebook, like free stuff through Facebook and Instagram maybe, and through the center page. And so at that same time, we'll be talking about Body and Brain TV. And that'll be right after the BE Festival ends. So thank you for kind of coming through the dip and the valley with us between where BETV was and then kind of finished, and then where we're going to. So I really appreciate you being here and your input, your energy for it.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe, oh, okay. Maybe you can get someone to do just a little demo on how to use Instagram effectively. Because I've seen it, and to me, it just looked like somebody's photo, their photo album. And I never see any other thing than that. And people have told me, oh, no, you can do all these other things with it. I've never actually seen that, and I kind of shy away from it. Well, but if you're planning on using it, it would be good for us to be,
It would be good. The Instagram is the kind of thing, from what we've heard, the recommendations we got is, if you are really serious about investing the time and learning and keeping up with it, then Instagram is worthwhile. If not, if it doesn't quite get that much attention, it's better not to use it at all for promotions, because a half-done Instagram profile does not look good.
Okay.
So we will talk with each center and each region about what they want to do and how seriously they can focus on it. And then we'll provide demos where they can focus on it.
Okay.
And so I think you can also learn that.
Can I ask about Twitter? I know this is sort of side note, but like, do you guys use Twitter? I know that we haven't really talked about it much for promotion. Oh.
Right now, like, we haven't been able to do a whole lot with Twitter. Basically, we have a social media person who, like, when we post stuff on Facebook and Instagram, I think it just also goes out on Twitter at the same time. Okay. So that's the level that it's at right now. Eventually, someday, maybe that'll be like a good stage for some, I don't know, something more interesting, something more, but it isn't right now.
Okay.
But we do have an account that's active, yeah.
Do you recommend centers getting a Twitter account? Like, I mean, in a similar sense of like in Instagram, if you're really doing it, then do it, or?
Yes, maybe. If you're really doing it, then it can be a good addition, but otherwise, no.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say so. Sound good, Nim? Anything else?
Yes, I just wanted to let you know that Marui Palanim is very excited.
Yeah.
She did not know. So we'll make a big deal about that tomorrow. And I was just going to ask, could you remind me of the dates of the BE Festival in Honors Haven?
They are September 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
And just before that is the IBEL workshop.
The IBEL yes, the IBEL workshop was supposed to be before that, but there was a low registration for that one.
They're not canceling, are they? Because I'm scheduled to go.
I think the region should have announced it has been canceled because there were only a few people registered.
Oh, okay. I was almost going to call for reservations.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
I see.
I'll
Okay.
ask Master Cho.
Please complain gently to the Boston Jidoja. Not too harshly, please. But yeah, sorry about that. It's because of the registration number was low, so they had to cancel.
Okay.
So will there be a focus during the BE Festival on the various YouTube platforms, or is there a different agenda?
Well, I mean, there'll be plenty going on with all the seminars and the lectures and everything, but I think there will be some time to promote the YouTube channels, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, Brain Education for sure, Ilchi TV, Body and Brain TV, of course, because we're hosting. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it should be very cool. I'm excited for this format of like multiple seminars and sessions and multiple days, and some people can stay all the time. Some people just come for Saturday.
Yeah, it's a little more like a normal convention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Someday we want to have it if we do this again, we want to call it BrainyCon.
Isn't it so cute? BrainyCon, right?
Yes. Let's do it.
And we could dress up like emojis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I was
Now
thinking
talk.
have like a mascot in like a brainy, you know, like a giant brain character, you know, a head thing and the brainy. They have that in Korea. They have somebody like dress up as a brainy character. So
Wear your
course they
best
do.
brain costume.
yeah.
I think I was just going to say that at some point, not now, but maybe after, you know, we really get rolling, it would be helpful to me to understand how the practice is integrating all these different components. I get a lot of questions about, wait, didn't I already subscribe to this? No, this is a different channel.
Different channel. There's a
and
couple cool little things let me share now, and then
Okay,
in the future we'll have more. One cool thing I saw was someone had outlined it as Body and Brain is the lower danjan, Body and Brain TV, and BETV is the middle danjan, and Ilchi TV is the upper danjan.
got it. Okay.
So we're figuring out some ways to visually and conceptually put it together that's simple and attractive. More intellectually, you can explain that Body and Brain is focused on yoga, tai chi, breathing, meditation, and energy. And brain education, of course, is about the brain education method and philosophy and principles, and then activities around the world. And then Ilchi TV is directly from Susingnim, messages, activities, his work, and his endeavors. So you can try to explain it that way, or we can come up with something a little bit quicker and catchier and use that as well.
That's helpful. Thank you.
But it's a work in progress for sure. And as the other channels, especially Ilchi TV, gets stronger, then it'll kind of show its own character more and more. Anything else you want to share? Any questions for this week? I really appreciate you. I know all of us here are really grateful for your attention, and for everybody who watches the video later as well, thank you. And keep sharing, even if it's a couple. Oh, thank you. Oh, smiley face.
Jeff is already an emoji.
Utilizing the emojis.
It's Ryan.
I'm going to make a QR code, Jeff.
If you want the in-depth history of that emoji, please send a message to Soyoung because she knows all about it.
There's a backstory to every cacao character.
Yes, Ryan. That's his name is Ryan, right? Yeah, that much I know.
His name is Ryan because Korean people don't differentiate between the R's and the L's. So he's actually a lion, but his mane fell out because he has too much anxiety, so all his hair fell out. It looks like a bear, but it's a lion.
This is just a little taste of what you can get when you connect with Soyoung Nim.
It's amazing.
About cacao.
I love it.
Thank you, guys. I hope you have a great week, and we'll have lots of new stuff hopefully tomorrow, the meditation video.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
감사합니다. Thank you.
Sedona.
See you. Happy festival.
Yeah, see you there.
산지기.
감사합니다.
Bye, Ryan the lion.
Bye.